Good morning. Today we are going to be putting all of the information gathered through these past few weeks during the CAP process together to complete your course registration form and learn how to use the Home Access Center to enter your course request. To choose classes, you are going to use these pieces of information that you've completed through your seminars, your graduation checklist, course recommendations that were entered by your teachers, the optional recognition checklist if you are interested in being a focus area or honors graduate, um, and any courses that you are interested in through your course fair attendance. The next steps are to complete the course selection form and to have you and your parents sign the SmartCore consent or waiver form. Here's an example student. You can see the student's grades completed from her transcript and then the circles for the classes that the student needs to take next year. This student has the following credits remaining for the 11th grade school year. English 3 or its equivalent, Algebra 2, either chemistry or physics, and a U.S. history or its equivalent, oral communications, fine arts, and then 2 more electives. All students have to have 7 primary requests on their schedule every year, and so this student has 1, 2, 3, 4. Oral Common Fine Arts together would be 5, and then 2 electives to make 7. This student is interested in being a medical professions completer and has chosen that for their focus area. This student has already completed medical procedures and medical terminology for half credit each in the fall of 2014. So to be a focus area completer, the student needs 2 more credits in the medical professions field, Intro to Medical Professions, Human Behaviors and Disorders, and Anatomy and Physiology. Remember, this student has 2 more elective credits needed in addition to her core for next year's schedule, so she is going to take these classes next year. This is a copy of the course selection sheet. It is on page 88 in your course guide, so if you will please turn to that page in your course guide. The course selection sheet is broken into steps, and we're going to cover each step. So step 1, you need to choose your focus area. On page 16 in the course guide is a list of all of the focus areas and their codes. You can also see on the preceding pages all of the different courses within the focus areas that you must complete to be a focus area completer. Even if you choose not to be a focus area completer, you still must choose a focus area, and you can only choose one. We use the focus areas to register you in the correct SLC seminar, so please make sure that you have a focus area listed on your course request so that we may register you correctly for seminar next year. Step 2 is to choose start times for fall and spring. Make sure, if you are an athlete especially, that you choose the correct start times for your sport. The start times for each of the sports are also listed in the athletics section of the course guide. Step 3 is to choose your courses and to use the course recommendations, especially for your core courses. The course recommendations are available in the Home Access Center, and I will show you what those look like momentarily, but your advisor can also view your course recommendations in eSchool. Step 4 is to fill in any remaining courses past your core courses with electives to equal 7 primary requests, and if you so choose, you can register for electives that are related to your focus area or any electives that you found interesting at the course fair. And then step 5 is to choose at least 3 credits of alternate request. We always, or almost always, have to use some alternates in schedules just due to the number of seats taken if a class is full or if there is a conflict on your schedule. So make sure that you choose alternates that you are interested in taking, because it's possible that one of the alternates will end up on your schedule for the 2015-2016 school year. Again, here are the steps. Our student chose a focus area from page 16, the medical professions focus area. Start times. Our student is a early riser and chose early start fall and spring, and that is early start on both A and B days. And then we are going to look below at her course recommendations that were entered by her teachers. So the student has been recommended for chemistry, Algebra 2, Spanish 3 pre-AP, AP English Language and Comp, and AP US History. These are recommendations and we do highly recommend them. But if you and your parent decide that you should take an alternate course to the course recommended, you may change that course in HACC, and I will show you how to do that when we're in that section of the presentation. Electives. Again, our student has some remaining credits on her schedule that she would need to fill with electives. She has a medical professions focus and she had 2 credits of medical professions courses that she needed to take to be a medical professions completer, so she is going to choose those courses to complete her request for next year. You may choose courses in other fields of interest. I spoke to a parent yesterday whose student was interested in engineering and in marketing, and so the student was going to take one course in engineering and one course in marketing as a sophomore to decide for the junior and senior years which direction the student would like to take as far as a focus area, and you can do that. Here is a completed course request form for our example student. Again, step 1, there is the focus area listed. Step 2 are start times. Again, I can't stress enough how important it is to enter start times and the correct start times. Start times are very difficult to change once all the students have been scheduled, because we have to build a precise number of seats in 0A and 0B and in 7th and 8th, and those come directly from your request. So make sure that you request the start time that you really want to have next year, because it's highly possible that you would not be able to change into a different start time at the beginning of the year. In the middle section, you can see the courses that the student has chosen for primary request. The 4 core are chosen. Our student that was our example was recommended for AP US History, but for an example, we're going to show you how that they can switch to just a regular US History, or if you were recommended for a regular class and you and your parent decide to challenge yourself next year, how you would switch one of the recommendations in eSchool or in the Home Access Center. Oral Common Art 3D, to fulfill those last 2 graduation requirements, and then another 2 electives to make a total of 7 primary credit requests. This student also, at the bottom of the page, has alternate request. Our example student has 3.5 credits of request. This student really likes the Family and Consumer Science classes and has taken a few of those as a freshman and a sophomore, so they've added a couple of classes in the Family and Consumer Science field as alternates. Our student was registered for Spanish 3A pre-AP or recommended for it, and so if one of her courses has a conflict, then she would not mind taking Spanish 3 pre-AP. AP Psychology is just another alternate request that the student would be interested and okay with taking next year. And then the student added Ceramics 1, which is also a semester-long fine arts class, just in case Art 3D is full or she can't get into that class, then she could take Ceramics 1 as an alternate. Now we are going to be entering course request into the Home Access Center. You will be receiving, if you have not already, an email from me, A. England, with information including your password and your username for the Home Access Center, and this is the web address that you will take to go into Home Access. When you click that link, you will be at student grades 5 through 12, and that is will take you to the home page of the Home Access Center. You will have to change the district to Bentonville Public Schools or Bentonville School District, and then enter the username and password included on your email. When you enter the Home Access Center, your first page may include two spaces for you to enter security questions if you have never accessed Home Access Center before. If not, this will be your first page. So after you enter your two security questions, if you have those, everyone would end up on this home page with your daily summary. In the menu on the left, there is a link for course request, and this is the link that you will take to the course request screen. When you enter the course request screen, you will notice that there are courses listed, and they are listed as request. These are the courses that your teachers entered as their teacher recommendations. It would be in your best interest to use these recommendations, but if you wish to change one of the recommendations, I will show you how to do that momentarily. We, however, are going to enter requests in the order that they are listed on your course selection sheet. So the first step is focus area, and all of the focus areas are listed under the NA-Advisory tab. You'll click the edit box to select a course. Remember, our student is interested in medical professions, so we will scroll down to medical professions, click the request box, and then click save, and it will take us back to this course request screen. And we can scroll down, and you can now see the medical professions focus area is chosen. Down at the bottom, you will see that the total credits, it's keeping tabs. If you this first is your primary course request, and the second column is your alternate course request. So make sure that you keep track of how many course requests you have in each. This column should indicate 7 credits when you are finished, and this column should be at least 3 credits. The next item on the course request list are start times, and there is also a category for start times. Click the edit. Our student wanted early start in both the fall and spring. So we are going to click request and then click save. And now start times are listed. Our student was interested in taking AP English, Language and Comp, Algebra 2, Chemistry, but instead of AP US History, our student wanted to take regular US History. So to change a request, you click on the edit box. You will uncheck the request. So we're going to uncheck AP US History, and we are going to go down to regular US History and check the box and click save. And now the student's request has changed to a regular US History. So let me show you how to do an alternate request as well. Under Fine Arts, our student is interested in taking as their semester Fine Arts credit the course called Art 3D. So we're going to list Art 3D as a primary request. But remember on the course selection sheet how the student was interested in using ceramics as an alternative to Art 3D in case Art 3D was full. So we're going to go find ceramics, and then we're going to list ceramics as an alternate. So there's ceramics 1. If you notice over in this column on the right, there is an item, a drop down where you may make the course an alternate. You may choose to make the course an alternate to any course, or you may choose to make the course an alternate to a particular course. So in this case, we want Ceramics 1 to be the alternate to Art 3D. All of the courses listed will be the courses that the student has